All right, so I'm gonna get straight into this. Struggles are real. Struggles happen all the time, and most of the time we don't really understand why struggles happen. And I'm gonna get really deep in my duffel on this point. But before I do, I know it's been a while, man. I've been busy with work and stuff. It's in the summer, and I was planning on being a lot more consistent than I was, but things happen. But anyways, the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I've truly been growing my relationship spiritually with God, and just crafting my mental around that. And I know I make a lot of personal development content, a lot of mental fortitude kind of content and stuff like that, motivation. But I just really want to hit on this point because a lot of the time, whenever we're struggling and whenever we're having like a hardship or we're trying to figure things out, more than likely when we're in that time, we don't really know what's going on. Right? We don't know why necessarily we're having the struggle. We might have an idea of the root cause, but we don't know the full reason. And the reason I'm saying that is because with personal development and self-improvement, you can only do that so much when you haven't tried to spiritually improve. So the thing that I always talk about is it's very easy to try and take everything and put it in your own hands, but you have to ask yourself this question. If you could answer every single one of the questions that you had, whether it be spiritually, mentally, physically, whatever it is, don't you think you would have already figured out the answer by now? Don't you think you would have already tried to or had a little bit of a closer look of why you're in the specific situation you're in right now? So the thing that I've started to kind of figure out, like with my relationship with God and kind of just surrendering a lot more of that instead of just trying to take care of it my own, is that you're not supposed to be able to do that on your own all the time. Like realistically, God enables you to do all of these things and to be able to be capable, all of these things, right? But when it comes to you trying to solve necessarily like your own problems, like all of the time, that's where it kind of goes into like this power trip kind of thing where it's like, oh yeah, nah, I got this. I don't need anybody else. I don't need anything else. And to be honest, that's where you become to be stuck. It's because you try and take on like this entire power thing by yourself. And like what I'm saying, self-improvement, personal development, there's nothing wrong with them, right? Like as long as you are properly implementing them into your life and you're doing the right things with them and you're not harming anybody else, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, right? And you're becoming better. But the thing is, you have to first look within. And a lot of people, they think about personal development and self-improvement as looking in, but it goes so much deeper than that. You know what I mean? Like everything happens in the spiritual before it happens in the physical. I truly am a believer in that. You know what I mean? So when you are truly working on yourself and crafting that relationship with God, which is extremely important, that's when I feel all of your problems will soon to be unveiled to you. And God will actually give you the resources and the tools to actually fix those problems instead of just trying to rely on them yourself. So the thing is, why I really want to talk about this and why I related it to being stuck is because whenever you are just constantly like just battling within yourself and you're not looking for any other knowledge, the thing is, God is the source of all infinite knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like we have finite knowledge because we're man, like he created us. And why this in itself is so important is because like when you're trying to figure out all these things yourself, you're basically telling God like, yeah, nah, like it's all good. Even though you have infinite knowledge, I don't need your help because I'm just like that. You know what I mean? And that's when your situation actually becomes harder. That's when it becomes like a lot more difficult for you to even withstand. You know what I mean? And the thing about God is that he's not going to ever give you something that you're not going to be able to bear or that you won't be able to withstand, right? So when we're in these moments of, oh, it's me against me, and kind of sort of it is that, but you have to factor in like, okay, God, if I don't really know what I'm doing right now, all I have to do is just give it to you. And the more that I stress about it, the more that I worry about it, the more that it's actually going to tear me down. So what I have to do is just give it to you and just trust and know that you are going to take care of everything. And that's something that I've been doing a lot recently. And I can truly say that God has been doing a work in me, the people around me, because I've just stopped trying to control everything. Like I'm telling you, the more you try to like truly control stuff, and I even say this in a couple of my other videos, the more you try and control things, like the more constricting the situation actually becomes around you. Like it becomes even hard to breathe in the space. It becomes hard to operate, all of these things. So the thing is, you have to understand, you're not going to be able to do this solely by yourself. Like you have to have God's help, bro. Just straight up. Like you have to have God's help. And the thing is, God will help you. But you have to come to a sense of humility and say and surrender that I can't do it all on my own. You know what I mean? Because whenever we're trying to fend off all of these battles ourselves, fend off all of our problems, and we're just like, yeah, nah, like this is me, this is hard. It's like your helping hand, the key to your success is like right there, and you're so blindsided by keeping your arms up trying to block every hit that's being thrown at you. It's like you can't even realize that, yo, the key to all of this, to cut the entire noise out, is right next to you, and that's God, bro. Like straight up, like it's literally God. And I'm so thankful and grateful for it, because without it, I wouldn't have been able to gain or pretty much get the clarity that I have now, you know? Like it's so important that you feed your spirit, and then after that, God is going to give you the tools to build your mental, and all of that self-improvement, all of that personal development, that can actually start to come to fruition like 10 times as fast and 10 times as better, because you're not just relying on your own like knowledge of this stuff. Because I got to be so honest, and I just said it, the things that we go through in life, it looks like a lot coming from like our perspective on like our lives, but you have to realize that there was a creator of the situation that you're in right now. So the more that you actually seek his knowledge and seek his wisdom, the more that he's going to actually be able to help you to get out of that. So it's like God is working and God will do it for you, but you have to be willing to put in the halfway of that work too. I know some of y'all might know like the tattoo I have right here, but it's basically the symbolization of God and humanity, right? And it's basically like a finger right here, God's finger, and I believe it's Adam's finger right here, and they're like barely touching. And the reason I like find that so significant is because one of my friends actually told me this a while ago, is that God is always going to reach his hand out to you, but to actually make them touch and to actually allow him a space inside of your life, you have to make up that extra effort and be willing to actually make that combination with God and actually like collaborate with him. You know what I mean? So that's really what I want to talk about. Getting stuck is so easy to do, and before you know it, you'll be feeling like you're doing everything right, and I'm telling you, like with the snap of your fingers, you'll be like so disoriented of what's going on because you try and take it all on yourself. You can't do that. You can't continue to do that, because if you want to truly become better, if you truly want to walk the path that God has placed on your life, you have to be willing to let him in, right? And it's to no expense. You know what I mean? It's literally to no expense. And the thing is, it kind of worries us and it stresses us out a lot of the time, because you're like, oh man, I don't have control over that. I don't feel like I can actually manage that as good if I give it up, right? But that's truly our foolish nature. You know what I mean? Like that's truly our mind only playing tricks on us. Like I say in a lot of my videos, our mind is one of the strongest tools that we have and that God has blessed us with, and can be either your greatest advocate or your biggest enemy, right? So the thing is, when you surrender these things to God and you just allow him, like, God, I don't really know how this is gonna work out, you feel me? But I know you do, and you have my best interest at heart. That is where things can change. And I'm telling you, not only does your personal development grow, not only does your self-improvement grow, your mental fortitude, but more than anything, your spiritual grows. And that's so important. So that's really what I want to come on here and talk about. Let me know what y'all want to hear in the next videos. As I say in every single one of my videos, I know this from my personal experience, because I know if it's been able to help me, then it will 110% be able to help you too. I'm going to be talking about God and my relationship a lot more in my videos. That's just truly what I'm feeling called to do. So I'm sorry it's getting kind of dark. Hopefully y'all can still see me in here. But yeah, that's basically it. I hope y'all have a good one, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace out.